Hey, welcome to the Overseer Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show coming to you every Monday, 6 a.m. UK time. Damn. Welcome back, and I'm happy to be today coming to you with a reporting, I guess, about movies again, specifically superhero movies. It's been a while since I've done one of these about superhero movies, but I guess that is the nature of things, because now we had San Diego Comic Con, and there's finally something to properly dig our teeth in, I guess. So this is all going to be about Marvel and their San Diego Comic Con panel, what they have announced, what was a fun moment, what can we take away from these announcements, and also I think more importantly what was left off, and what are the reactions and fans expectations from future announcements, or if they were disappointed or not. Because to be honest, it could be the case also that some people were sorely disappointed by this, and I can sort of see why, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'll go through the most exciting announcements, at least the most exciting to me. The first one I'll talk about is probably the one that I really like the most of the announcement, and then I'll just go down the list. So an announcement that I really, really enjoyed was the Black Panther 3 announcement. We have a date, which is 15th of December 2028. And more importantly, we also have a new actor confirmed to reprise the T'Challa role. Well, not reprise, but this is going to be T'Challa Jr. And it will be starring David Johnson, famously he recently broke out through movies like Alien Romulus, and I'm so stoked about this because one, this was truly unexpected. This was something that no one really talked about. I don't think anyone really tried to push him as T'Challa Jr. or, well, I guess when I say no one, I guess no one, it never took traction, or if anyone did, I didn't notice it, to be honest. But also, I think because everyone wanted to have Idris, Desmond Idris, become the new T'Challa, everyone was just set on him and all that, and how he would be perfect for that. And I do agree he's a great actor, and he would have been a great choice. But I do like this one better. I think Desmond Idris has that very cool hot boy energy, while T'Challa, at least as it's been established in the MCU and in the comics, is someone who is first and foremost a very emotive and emotional person, a very kind person, a very balanced person, and someone who can really emote. Not to say that Desmond Idris cannot emote, but I think what really comes on screen first is his looks, and his very good looks, of course. But David Johnson is someone who I think fits the bill. It's very similar to the first actor who played T'Challa, of course. It was unfortunately passed, but this was such a good surprise, and it got me so stoked because also I really enjoyed his performance, David Johnson's performance in Alien Romulus, for example. That's the only project I've seen of his, and he was so good in it. Great acting, just overall very interesting presence, and dare I say, he can still also communicate some form of riz, even in those circumstances. It's just I think it fits the bill perfectly, and I think people were reacting online that he looks exactly like Chadwick Boseman's. He could play Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa's son. It looks very similar to him in terms of vibes and in terms of face and everything else. So that's just perfect. And again, Ryan Coogler, you're doing the best whenever it comes to casting. Like, you're just really, really good, and we're in good hands, because these two Black Panther movies that we've had have been just nothing short of incredible, to be honest with you. So I'm very stoked about that. I'm very stoked that this movie has already they confirmed it's really good. Of Disney specifically, to like book that date up, specifically the December one, because that is a very competitive date, as you can see from this year, with June and Doomsday. So yeah, I mean, that also signals to us. I think it should signal to us that the Black Panther 3 movie is gonna be big. It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be massive. I think they have confirmed that Denzel Washington is also going to be playing in this. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know for sure. I think there was a rumor of the sorts, or like he had said something. I don't know. But definitely Letitia Wright, like, is coming back, because she has to pass the mantle to him, as the Black Panther. And yeah, I'm so excited. I'm sure there will be also more surprises to this. There'll be other things. And the way Marvel is moving at the moment with the X-Men being introduced in different big movies, I would not be surprised if... I mean, everyone's talking about this already, so it's not an original thought, but I would be very happy, I'm very pleased, if they introduced Storm, the X-Men Storm, in this movie. That would be actually so cool. It would be so cool. It would be so cool. And again, you can just trust trust Ryan Coogler to do an amazing job with it, with the casting, with the introduction of the character, and everything else. And yeah, so I do think with Sadie Sink very possibly playing Jean Grey in a new Spider-Man movie that's coming out this week, I think we're gonna start seeing more X-Men sprinkled across the Marvel universe, which is, to me, a great idea. Such a cool idea to like introduce X-Men like that, because you want to create this sort of continuity as well. And what a better way to do it than introduce them. It's sort of like it's the same way that Spider-Man was sort of introduced as well, like as a youngling, I guess, as a young Avenger, I guess, if you want to call it that way, without using the actual term. Yeah, so that really reminds me of that. And if Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, I think the idea is growing on me pretty much, like, quite a lot day by day, especially seeing the new stills that came out like yesterday or something like that, like this past week. She's really convincing me. She's really, really convincing me that she could be a great Jean Grey. And I'm excited. I'm excited for that to be the case, because I do think the X-Men can be quite cool if they're introduced in the proper way, and they can be given a good budget and everything else. So yeah, I'm just very, very excited about that. And that really gave me one of those feelings of like, oh my god, this is great. This is like Marvel's heydays, when they would announce an incredible casting choice for a very important character. And so this is it. I think for me, this is taking the cake, and this is like really putting Marvel on the map, outside San Diego Comic-Con, at least, like really bringing it home in that sense. Because all the other announcements, to be honest with you, have been okay, but nothing like too major has been announced. And I think also partially is because like D23 is around the corner, so we'll see if they're going to announce even more stuff there, or like more castings or whatever. But this would track as a more like a 2028 basically slate, because I think 2027 will be like Secret Wars, like the second part to like Avengers Doomsday. So they already have one movie in next year, probably. Maybe they'll have another, I don't know. They're keeping the formula of like one or of doing two movies moving forward, which is per year, which is really good. So yeah, so I guess they were confirming the slate, because the next movie they also announced is Ghost Rider for 2028 with Ryan Gosling playing the Ghost Rider. And that is actually also, I think, another great casting idea. I think also Ryan Gosling is such a funny actor, but I am worried about that choice, technically, because Ryan Gosling is also now doing Star Wars, and I don't know how well this can translate of having him in multiple franchises at the same time, specifically from the same studio. People could get a little bit, you know, tired of him, or like get a bit confused about the roles and everything else. It could make the, I guess, the film less impactful. But I guess we'll have to see. I think my wish would be that if he plays Star Wars, I mean, he's going to play Star Wars, of course, as well. But since he's going to play both characters, that he would sort of like, I guess like look a bit different in both movies, just to make a clear demarcation of where one character ends and the other one begins. That would be fun, methinks. And, like Project Hail Mary, as I guess, like really given him a lot of goodwill. So I think Ryan Gosling will do a great job regardless. But it's just a matter of like exposure and how many movies he's going to be in and all that. So that's the only question mark I have, and I guess that I have a second one actually. It really depends also as well on who is going to be in this movie. Like, what is this movie going to be about? Is it like introduction to the character as well? Like, what exactly are we talking about here? Are we putting in other characters? Is it going to be someone else as well in this movie? Like, I think as of now, the movie is interesting, but it's going to play as a introduction. Like, so we're not looking at home run, because all the other movies that we're talking about, we'll talk about are continuations and sequels. So we'll see. I think they need to like really compel us into thinking that this is an event to go and watch. But Ryan Gosling as a Ghost Rider could only bring great things, because that he looks, first of all, as exactly like the character. He's been a fan favorite for ages, but also I think he has the humor to play both that and also a bit of horror in it. He's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And I think the director, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but people were saying maybe the same director who did the Deadpool movies. That would be incredible. I think it would fit the tone of the movies so well. It could be R-rated as well. Who knows? That would be pretty cool. So yeah, we don't know much about that movie. We don't know the release date. We know it's just going to be in 2028, but we don't know exactly when. And I'm assuming it's going to be before, of course. It's pretty easy to assume it's going to be before the Black Panther movie, which is great stuff. Now, after that, there was a bit of speaking of Deadpool, there was a bit of a Deadpool cameo with Ryan Reynolds, which is very interesting, because he was not actually showing his face, but it was in costume with the grey Deadpool costume, and it sort of alluded to, or like he was asking for like a cameo in the Avengers movie, and it wasn't really clear from the cameo, from the joke, from the bit, whether he was actually like hinting at being in Doomsday or like maybe in Secret Wars. We don't know. But that was funny. I think I'm gonna say it, like Ryan Reynolds, regardless of what has happened with like his wife and all that, he's so funny, and he's so funny in the role of Deadpool. He's so perfectly cast for the role of Deadpool. And whenever I see, like, even seeing him in that clip from San Diego Comic-Con, like acting like that, I was like, you embody Deadpool so well. Like, it's so weird. Like, he just plays the role so well. It's just unfortunate that his public persona has taken a big dip because of the legal battles with between his wife and Justin Baldoni, all these things. But it is what it is. I did find that quite interesting and quite cute. But we'll see. I don't think people have reacted in any sort of way to this. So who knows what will happen? Who knows what will actually, if that was even a sign of anything. Maybe it was just a joke and whatever. So yeah. Then I guess people talked about a bit more about the Avengers Doomsday thing. Like the whole cast, well, not the whole cast, but most of the cast was there, and they allegedly previewed some more clips from it and all that. And I guess I'm putting it third because there's nothing new for us to discuss in that sense, except I do want to talk about one thing, and that's a very slippery slope here that we're walking at the moment. The Latvian witches situation, they've been teasing different costumes basically before the actual panel these past few days, and one of the costumes that has never been seen before is just of a character that or multiple characters that we don't know much about, which are these Latvian witches that are supposed to be Doom's assistants or like part of his team, like other witches that would help him out. And the interesting part about it is that they've shown 3 of them as of now, as far as I know. One of them in green, one of them in yellow or like orangey, and one of them in purple, I believe. So we don't know what's going on. We don't know who these characters could be. They have masks, so people are speculating there will be extra reveals during the movie, like of additional characters that are going to join, or like variants or whatever. But what I take away from it, and I think what many people have taken away from it, especially since they then showed different colors rather than just sticking with the green, which is the Doom's theme, is that, you know, potentially Wanda coming back, or like a variant of Wanda. But there was no Wanda announcement in San Diego Comic Con, notably, and people have been tweeting about her so much ever since the panel happened because they want an update on her. And if they do reveal a red Doomsday, like was it like Latvian witch, then the speculations will be going even more. But if they haven't done so yet, and I think if they don't, or if Wanda is not there, then it's a bit like playing with fire there, because putting different color witches is signaling sort of what we've learned through the WandaVision TV shows of like witches having different colors based on their powers and all that stuff. So it's like, you know, teasing but not teasing, or like teasing but like, you know, baiting people in a way a little bit. If they don't plan on bringing Elizabeth Olsen back, at least in this movie, then they should have done Latvian witches with the same color as Doom, like all of them being green. And so I'm not sure why they haven't done so. It's confusing. It could be baiting, but it is exciting because it did bring a lot of engagement towards, like, you know, what color is it going to be next, or all that. And so this is like all again teasing quite a bit, but not giving us yet anything. So we don't know anything about that. We'll see. We're hoping for some announcements about Wanda, or like anything. I don't know. We still, that's the thing that really is a big like, I guess, cloud over Marvel at the moment, is that we exactly don't know what happened between Elizabeth Olsen and Kevin Feige and other people. Like, why has she just disappeared like that? As Elizabeth Olsen demanded for something else and it wasn't given to her, so she just walked out of the Marvel thing? Or, you know, was she not happy with how the character was handled in the last few movies and she wasn't really involved in the creative aspects, and that's why she walked away? Or was she just like, you know, she was just done with it, she didn't want to continue anymore, which is also, I guess, fair. But, you know, it would be such a pity because, like, she was reaching maximum level of like fame with that, and people are still tweeting about her to this day, so you can tell how big of a splash it would make. I'm hoping, my personal hope and prediction is that she might come back next year for Secret Wars rather than Doomsday. Maybe they'll have a little tease at the end of Doomsday of the Scarlet Witch. Who knows? But I do think if they were smart, and if Elizabeth Olsen was smart as well, she would just at least come back for this cameo and see how it works out. I'm sure people would absolutely be in shambles for that. But yeah, these were the announcements. I mean, my overall reaction is that I think it was fun. There were a few you know, announcements that I cared about, and definitely the T'Challa thing saved the whole panel, I think, because that's really like super exciting stuff. Like all the others, if I were to rate them in terms of excitement, I would put them at a 7 maybe, but the T'Challa thing was just brought it to like a 8.5 maybe. So that really saved, I think, the panel presentation. But I guess there are more things maybe coming and we don't know about. It might be reserved for the D23 thing. We'll see. we shall see what happens with that, which is like literally in a month. Maybe they're waiting for Spider-Man to come out so that whatever happens in the movie can be common knowledge, and they can actually tease more stuff stemming from that movie. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, this is it. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like the panel presentation by Marvel done by Kevin Feige? Are you excited about anything specifically? What are your reactions about the announcements and all the sorts? And are you going to watch Spider-Man this week? I'm sure you will. That movie is going to be doing great stuff at the box office. Cannot wait. Anyways, word to the sponsor and then song of the week. Catch you in a bit. Right, quick little break commercially to put you on something very interesting that I've been thinking about the whole week. Because, to be honest, this product has already been sponsoring our podcast a couple times, but I recently took a trip to the south of Italy, and one of my friends, whose name is also AKILA, by the way, was sporting a pair of AKILA sunglasses, and it made me think of how great the brand is, and I wanted to put you guys back on the game again. They are an independent LA wear that makes really clean handmade sunglasses and optical frames that actually feel elevated and unique, not mass produced at all. Their brand is just very, very, very innovative. They have so many interesting different frames that you can actually look through the website, and they also offer blue light glasses, just like me, using them constantly because I am always on my laptop. So if you need anything that is new, fresh in frames and no one else has it, I think especially if you want to sport a great pair of sunglasses while you're in your best holiday mood and best holiday setting, you will need to go to AKILA. They are sponsoring the podcast. If you go to akila.la and use my code OVERSHAREPAMPHLET, you will get 15% off, and that is the best discount they offer everywhere. So just so you know, I do earn a commission as well, so if you use the code, you will also be supporting the podcast. So thank you again, AKILA, for supporting this episode, and please, guys, check out their brand. Right, these are the last additions to the Overshare Pamphlet playlist of July 2026. These songs, you can find them in the playlist of the month that I make each month with my songs of the week, for that specific month, of course. So yeah, if you head to Spotify and just search the Overshare Pamphlet songs of the week, July 2026, you'll find these next 3 songs I'll be talking about today. First off, it's an Italian song, actually, believe it or not. Being in Italy always brings me closer to Italian songs, but this one was just a random discovery that I made while I was on a holiday there, and it's called Polo Nord by HENNA. It's just a very interesting vibe the way the song goes. It's just a very almost psychedelic synth, bass sound basically for the entire song. It's quite a sad song. Polo Nord doesn't the direction of being opposites with a person. Someone is Polo Nord is you're in the North Pole and the other person is somewhere else, completely opposite, and all that. Very emotional song, but also super catchy at the same time and very synthy. It's a synthy sad bop, which is the best way I could put it, I guess. And I just love her voice and her vocal performance here as well, because it sounds very confessional. She sounds very emotive as well, which is so cool. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what this girl is going to do next, because I've listened to a couple of her other songs. I think she's also on a song with another Italian artist that I really love, and I've been impressed. She's putting singles out this year, so maybe she will have an EP or an album soon. We shall see. But yes, definitely check it out if you're looking for a different vibe, a different language as well. If you want to listen to a song in a different language, this would be pretty cool. Then I have You're So Cool by Sandman. This reminds me of many different songs, to be honest. But I think mainly it reminds me of a specific artist, which is Post Malone. I do think there's very Post Malone coded, and both in like in terms of like guitar vibe of the song, but also just the vocals. Like he sounds a little bit like Post Malone as well. So yeah, I mean, it sounds a bit like Circles, a bit like Sunflower maybe. Yeah, I can say it reminds me a lot of Circles by Post Malone. So if you do want to listen to something like that, very, very cool. It's a very summery song, I would say as well. It's been a bit on my mind as well while I was, on holiday. So yeah, just listen to You Were So Cool by Sandman. I think it's a great vibe. It's a great summery song, very much putting you in the mood. And then, speaking of summery songs, After All by Carly Rae Jepsen, the second offering from her upcoming album. It came out a couple of weeks ago, I think, but I just got into the song much later. And yeah, I mean, this is a very, very good song. Such an interesting, like, piano, pedantic, like, beat to it. It's just very, very cool. And then there's this massive break as a pre-chorus / chorus, I guess, where there's no instrumental, and then it goes into like this crazy, dancey, synthy 80s moment, I think, in the chorus. Yeah, I mean, it's a full written Carly Rae Jepsen song. She made it with like her other collaborators like Kyle Shearer and Nate Seifert, and it's a great addition to her catalog. It just sounds so cool, so refreshing. It sounds very summery. Yeah, and the video is actually so cool as well, because it's a video that was shot of Carly Rae Jepsen when she was pregnant with her first child this past year, and yeah, her husband is also in it. Very cool, very cool. So yeah, thank you, Carly Rae Jepsen. I'm very excited for this new album that's coming out very soon. And yeah, these are the songs. Just go check out the playlist if you like it, and listen to these songs and let me know what you think. And for that, it will be like the end of the month for that. So we'll start a new playlist next month with the next episode, because next episode will be in August. But yeah, hang on tight, guys. We're almost there.